course I'd sell out for a Keurig sponsorship.
So I'm going to be working on the final zombie page, and it's going to be the spells page. Let's go ahead and pin this page down real quick, and then we can go ahead and move on to the sketch. Now for the weathering, because I've been keeping this really dark tone for the zombie page, I do want to continue that for the last page before moving on to a different color scheme. So when I was working on this page, I noticed that there was kind of like a little watermark in the background. It's really hard to see, but I'll add an image right here so you can see what I'm looking at. And it just looks like a bunch of little mini spirals everywhere. And then so it got me looking at the previous page, and I noticed there was also a faint yellow watermark on that one as well. So this one's even harder to see, but I'll adjust the image so you can see it a little bit better. Now it's probably not a make or break detail, but I'm gonna go ahead and add it anyways, because if I don't, it's honestly just gonna bother me.
It's the little details that matter.
So now that I got that out of the way, let's go ahead and work on the spells page. And to keep the theme of the previous page, I'm just going to add a very light wash to all these drawings. And then I'm going to follow that up with just a little bit of white acrylic just to add highlights. So for this page, when you read all the notes, it sounds like Ford is in much more better headspace. And so to reflect that, the title of this page, I'm going to write it out with a really nice brush pen just to make it seem like his mindset was a little bit clearer. And then right here, I'm just going to use my regular pen just to make it look like the ink dripped a little bit. And just a couple splatters of black, just so that it looks a little messy. So for my art pens, I'm thinking a range from 0.1 to 0.5 is going to be my best bet here. There are small details that I need to work in, and I'm not going to be able to use my regular pen for the little book drawing here because the pen tip is a little too thick. And so I'm just going to go back and forth until I find a nice happy medium here.
I thought you said you weren't going to use your regular pen.
Now for the bottom drawing, I do have more freedom as to what pen sizes I want to use. So I'm actually going to use my regular pen to do the outlines. And then for all the cross hatching, I'm going to go down to that 005 pen. And then using my number 0 brush, I'm going to go ahead and darken up some of those shadows with a little bit of gouache. Now for the red text, I want to keep it consistent with the rest of the zombie pages. So I'm going to use a Sharpie, and then I'm going to go over it with a little bit of gouache just to give the illusion that the ink kind of smudged a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process for the symbol on the bottom as well. Do a few minor details on the Stonehenge drawing, and then I can go ahead and move over to the text. And what the text says is basically him saying that he knows it's kind of a bad idea, but he insists on finishing his research and including how to summon any of the zombies. And on the very bottom is the chant to actually summon them. Now, before I call this page done, I do want to add a little bit of extra weathering, because right now the two pages are not quite matching up all that well. The page on the left is much darker than the one on the right side, so just a little bit of gouache just to touch it up. I was trying to over weather the bottom right corner, but I kind of like it. It kind of works out. It kind of gives it an extra grunge look.
So over the weekend, Max sent me a really cool gift, but I feel like it's been watching me. I can't quite explain it.